Hey y'all, welcome back to All About April. Today's episode is going to be about one of my most recent reads. It is a book that touched me very deeply and sincerely. Now, let me tell you exactly that I have been kind of in a reading slump to the point where I've been going back and doing rereads to have that feel of books that I love. At the same time, I've been annotating, updating, and note taking while I've been doing these rereads. And that's just something that I do whenever I get the physical copies of books. But I had seen A.E. Valdez, love her writing. She is a great romance writer. If you have not checked out any of her books, All I've Wanted, All I've Needed, A Worthy Love, Colliding with Fate, etc. And she was like, this book, oh my gosh, it was so good. And I was like, well, girl, let me go ahead and check that out. I had a gift card from Target, so it was a buy one, get one half off sale. Your girl had to go on ahead and buy into that. So I did, and I picked up A Love Like the Sun by Rhys M. Neilson. And let me tell you something. Miss Valdez was not lying. This book was everything. It had me literally sobbing in tears. And I just told y'all, like, I was somewhat in a reading slump. I just felt like some of the, and this is no shade, I don't want anybody thinking that I'm giving shade to anybody, it just wasn't giving until I read like the thing about Home by Rhonda McKnight, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not me, I'm not broken. And then I read this, and I literally was sitting down with the box of Kleenex by me, and I am just wiping tears away because this was such a beautifully well-written story. Look at this, all these tabs on here. First off, thank you for writing this. And thank you, A. Valdez, for shouting this out on your stories, because I would have never even known this. It's actually, like I said, it's on Target. I got it online whenever I picked it up. Of course, you can get it at other places like Amazon and so forth. But this particular story follows two characters who have been friends since they were children. Laniah and Issac. And they are fairly young, I would say in their 20s, but it didn't feel like one of those young stories, because you know I'm about to be 40 and sometimes some stories feel really young. I didn't get that feel. Laniah owns this hair business where she sells hair products, and unfortunately the business is not doing as well as she would like. So her bestie, Issac, decides to go and tell people that they're dating. Now, why is that a big deal? Because he's a major social media influencer, he's a model, etc. So all eyes are on Laniah now, all eyes are on her business, things begin to take off, and boom. But they have to keep up this story amongst themselves, because are they really dating? No. But is there some secret pining going on between them, and has been going on between them for years? Absolutely. And this is the part of the story where I'm just like, girl. It was so well done, because you can feel the pining between them. And let me tell y'all something, ain't nothing better than some good old-fashioned pining where you can legit feel it. There was so much sincerity to Issac in regards to Laniah, where he wanted to protect her. You know, he loved her as a friend. He wasn't taking advantage of her. He wanted her to have a full experience of life in the world. He made sure that she understood how much she meant to him as a friend, and everybody in their world saw it as well. The only person who couldn't see it was Laniah, girl. So I just thought it was wonderful that he took it upon himself to be able to help his friend. And the story goes along where you can where you can really see how they build this romance or this friendship amongst each other. But then there are some challenges. There are some challenges in Laniah actually wondering if this can work. Even Isaac wonders if it can work. And that's something that any friends to lovers story, you do have to wonder. Is this a step that we should take? Will this ruin the friendship? Or will this actually give us everything that we've always wanted? The other piece of this is there is a very serious issue in regards to health-wise. And part of this story is somewhat autobiographical. And I think that was the part that where for me, I feel like it was so well written where you can literally feel it. And I can say as a Black woman who consistently goes to the doctor and has to fight for them to listen, that's something that resonated very, very deeply with me. But ultimately, you know, Laniah and Isaac, they are able to figure things out. I don't want to tell you exactly how that goes because I feel like you really, really need to read this story. This book should be blown up all over Bookstagram, all over BookTok, all over Booktube. It is a very well written story. And for people who constantly criticize romance writing, I think I saw Kennedy Ryan talking about something recently, and I've seen her talk about this in interviews quite a bit where, you know, wow, he's thoughtful, he's kind, he's loving, he's attentive. These are all the things that Isaac is. And I think it's so beautiful for someone to be able to write that so well in a story where it's not cringy. It literally feels like a friend who is genuinely concerned and wants the best for you. And the whole time in the story, like, I just couldn't help smiling because I felt like it was just so well written. And even now, like, I'm getting a little speechless because there were certain parts that happened where even Laniah, like, she returned the favor in certain parts of the book later on. And just because Isaac had the money, the wealth, and the fame, it didn't take away from who he was as a person. And that was why he and Laniah were able to maintain their friendship for all of these years. And I also think, like, reading this, like, these are the kinds of friends that you want to have, whether they are platonic or romantic. So yes, a beautiful story, a love like the sun. And when you read this and you really figure out exactly why she named this book this, y'all, just sit with the Kleenex next to you because I'm telling you right now, this book is so freaking good. So go on ahead and grab it ASAP. After you read it, you can come back to my comments and tell me how right I was. You can go on ahead and follow Briss M. Neilson on Instagram. She is on there because, again, we need to hype this up. And let's also talk about the cover of this book. Isn't it beautiful? This is just an absolutely stunning book. So let me know if you've read it, if you've heard of it, if you plan on buying it. You should, because I've told you you should. And I can't wait to hear from y'all. In the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I cannot wait to hear from y'all. And I will see y'all later for the next books. Bye, y'all.